depending upon exactly how many people we will have left or end up after the ad drop periods. It will be groups of 3 or 4. And I'm going to ask you guys actually to kind of, find people that you want to work together. Let me know who your group is going to be. If not, based on your backgrounds, I'll kind of put the groups together. But I'll give you the first choice of who you want to work with. 'Cause some of you guys, especially PGM people, you guys spent a lot of your time together. So it's normal that you want to work together. So make sure that this is 100, 30, 40, 65. Yeah. And the reason I want to do the homework assignments group, uh, because I want you to guys work together. And that's why I don't want to make it more than 4. In fact, if we can make it all threes, I would prefer threes, because typically in a group of 4, there's always the person who ends up uh, either left out or just doesn't put too much input, and that may hurt group performance. Enforcement like that is a lot easier with groups of 3. And if you guys let me know that somebody's not putting in any work, it's not about necessarily knowing the right answers, but they don't even try. Let me know. I'll take that out of their grades. In fact, I'm going to put in a, it's going to be in the syllabus mechanism where you're going to rate anonymously your group members' performance or contributions. Based on that, you may not necessarily get 100% of all the group performance. All right, all lectures will be recorded. I'm doing this for 2 reasons. One, sometimes for reasons beyond you, you may not be here. Instead of you coming to me, why don't you go over what you've done? Not that I have no problem, but you have the video, you can go ahead and watch it. Then, we can go over stuff. And post it on YouTube uh, at the latest day after the lecture. You may have noticed I'm actually recording everything that goes on my screen as a video. I have a software called Camtasia Studio. Unfortunately, I have to divide them into 12 to 15-minute pieces because YouTube doesn't allow me to post anything longer than that unless I pay them money. No, thank you. But I will give you guys a link for the playlist. All you have to do is play the whole thing. There will also be additional videos of solutions of some of the back of the chapter problems. These are useful for 2 reasons. One, there's only so many examples I can do in the class. Unless, I want to spend 2 weeks on each chapter. But these will be additional solutions, and these will be similar to homework problems. So that's going to help you guys. And I want all homework problems to be done in Excel. Okay. Just writing the answers gets you nothing. If that's all I wanted, I could have done quizzes. You know, right, you get 100, wrong, you get 0. I'm more interested in how you're doing it. Again, remember the golden rule. This is a different kind of golden rule. If you do not answer a question, I cannot give you partial credit. Okay? If you simply tell me the answer is 5 without showing me how you got that 5, either sometimes, most of the times using Excel functions, formulas, or you tell me this is how I got it, because there are certain things. I make templates. Sometimes you can use those templates and solve it. That's one of the reasons I want to do this group, because I'm teaching 3 sections of this class, and those questions are going to be algorithmic anyway. So no two groups are going to get exact same numbers. Problems are similar. And I have over 90 students. If I have to grade 90 different homeworks every week, and I'm also kind of anal about these things. I don't let my uh, RAs to do the grading for me. In many cases, I'm more generous than RAs because they want to give either 0 or 100. The truth is somewhere in between. We will talk during the semester about semester evaluation project. This will be a project that you guys are actually um, expected to come up with. You're going to propose a new product, new business, and go ahead and make so-called capital budgeting decisions and to figure out whether or not you should go ahead with that project. Obviously, these are things we're going to cover during the class, so-called capital budgeting. Now, in terms of what we're going to be covering, I started using this book for the first time this year. I started teaching this class 20 years ago. One of the authors is actually a PhD advisor of mine. I use the essentials, but in this age of AI and a lot of things that are done for you, that's too primitive. So I wanted to increase the level. So I'm not exactly sure how many chapters we can cover yet. Plus, on top of that, the semesters are now 15 weeks instead of 16. That's another reason I said I'm going to rearrange everything anyway. I might as well go ahead with the new book. But I can tell you kind of roughly what we're going to be covering. Uh, this week, just for your own benefit, I want you to read chapter 1 and 2. Chapter 1 is basically overall introduction to financial management. Chapter 2, essentially a little bit of review of very basic financial accounting, things like uh, balance sheet, income statement, or statement of cash flows, things you have seen in your accounting classes. We're gonna Next week we're gonna start chapter 3, which is basically basic financial statement analysis. We're gonna look at things like financial ratios. For example, a PE ratio. What does that mean? What can you do with it? Um, I have two companies. One has a PE ratio of 20, the other is a 40. Which one should I buy? Is that the right metric to use? Under what conditions? That sort of stuff. And we're gonna spend. I'm gonna spend about 3 lectures on chapter 3. I'll spend 1 lecture on chapter 4. Then we're gonna go into chapter 5. That's the beginning chapter for capital budgeting. We're going to develop some metrics to evaluate capital projects. I want to produce a new kind of chip. I want to expand my business into a new area, buy another company, what have you. When we're making those decisions, we need to come up with some sort of metrics. If that metric is above 5, accept it. Below 3, don't accept it, whatever it is. Just like anything in social sciences, there is no single straight answer because everything we do involves the human component. If this was physics, physics is physics, okay? If you want to calculate the orbit of Mercury around the sun, if you want to be precise, you use Einstein's general relativity. If you want to be approximate, Newton's method, and you come up with some sort of answer. But there's no human involvement over there. But anytime humans are involved, there is no single right answer. It's a collection of criteria we're going to develop, and we're going to learn about how to think about those things. What do they mean? Once we finish chapters, then we'll do chapter 6 as well. Chapter 6 is more about